baby. While you're standing, while you're clapping, will you help me celebrate the Bishop of Covenant Worship Center? 20 years pastorate. That's a 5-year pastoral anniversary. Praise. Can you give a 20-year pastoral anniversary? That's 20. You gotta know your history. Covenant Worship Center migrated from a home to a veterans hall to the corner of Ashby and Sacramento. If you're at Ashby and Sacramento, just holler at your dude real quick. Yeah, some couples hooked up over there at Ashby and Sacramento. Yeah, I see you, Sister Sanji Bell. That's where she met her boo, Ashby and Sacramento. Then we went to the Berkeley Adult School. Who met Covenant Worship Center at the Berkeley Adult School? And then we came here on San Pablo, and Bishop said we're not done yet. How many people know that if we tear this temple down, God says I'll build it back up. Build it all the way back up. Man, you may be seated unless you were born before the year 1945. If you were born before 1945, please remain standing. And if you have anybody in your section who is standing right now, I need you to give God praise for these people. They play this at your prom? Is that what you're saying? This group of people, and I'm sorry, I think you cheating. Because it ain't no way in the world you can be that beautiful and be born. Don't tell me God's grace won't be on these right here. Be seated in God's presence. What you don't know is that what you just heard was It Don't Mean a Thing, which was composed in 1931 by Duke Ellington, and it was performed by the great, incomparable Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah, people born before 1945 were referred to by some surveys as maturists. They experienced the Second World War and they aspired towards home ownership. They had an idea that jobs were for life, that you don't just start and stop something, but once you get a job, you keep it forever. And the signature product of this era was the automobile. Is there anybody who was born between 1945 and 1960? Will you please stand up? If you were born between 1945 and 1960. Sit down and fan yourself. You better work. How old are you? You 62. You a 62 liar in the name of, give God praise. She said it was the 3rd of September. Get away from me. I've got to go. I've got to go. Oh Lord, this generation, I still don't believe you're 62. I still don't believe you're 62. This generation, what you just heard was R-E-S-P-E-C-T. It was a multiple Grammy Award winning selection by the Queen. I said the Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin. Baby boomers, we have a lot of appreciation for baby boomers. They experienced the Cold War, landing on the moon. What I like about this generation is that this generation was family oriented. They aspired towards job security, and the signature products were the television and the telephone. You don't know about a telephone until you get that extended cord. I'm talking about the cord, you can be in the kitchen and you walk all the way to the back of the house. Kids running around playing. You ever have your mama cooking something? She's like, shut up, hush up, shut up, hush up, shut up. And the cord be wrapping all around mommy. I'm gonna get you. Hold on, let me get around this cord. Let me get out of this cord. Let me get out of this. If you were born between 1961 and 1980, will you please stand up? Everybody else, will you clap for my people right here? It's my people. If you're not too mean, grab somebody and give them a little twirl. It's all right. Go ahead and twirl. Twirl in the 12 o'clock. Go ahead and twirl. Go give him a little twirl. Just a little one. Just a little one. Just a little one. Just a little one. Lord, you need, 'cause you make me feel so great. I want to let it go, but I got to hear the chorus. Keep it. Just keep it on. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on. Want to spend my life with you. If you know the words, you already unsaved. Just sing along anyway. Go ahead. Since we've been together, loving you forever is what I need. Al, you better minister. Al, get to the chorus. Come on. Let me be the one you come running to. Go ahead and minister to your wife. Sing to her. Go ahead. Oh, baby. Let's stay together. All right, that's enough. We got some singles up in here. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Hey, hey. Whether good or bad, happy or sad. That was not in the hymn book. Sit down, all y'all. That was not in the hymnal. Ooh, I don't like this church. I do not like this church. Only reason I know it, my cousin taught me. Don't even look at me. My cousin played it. I just happened to hear it. According to my research, they say that one was by Al Green. Now, what I like about Al is don't hate on Al, because Al jumped into church for a minute and did a little church record. You get the best of both worlds with Dr. and Reverend Al Green. That song was entitled, Let's Stay Together. Amen. Y'all want me to hurry up and finish this message. That song getting, yeah, you better sit down. Amen. 1961 through 1980, Cuban Missile Crisis, U.S.-Soviet Union came close to a nuclear war. We experienced the Montgomery bus boycott, civil rights movement, Dr. King's March on Washington. We strove for a balance between work and family life. The signature technology event was the birth of the computer. Oh, y'all don't know nothing about computer lab. Do I have anybody knows what a floppy disk is? Bump your neighbor, say 30 and over, 30 and over. Y'all don't know nothing about that. All right, y'all too new school. Y'all don't know nothing about the one that really flopped. Amen. If you were born between 1981 and 1995, will you please stand up? Just 1981 through 1995. Lance, come on, represent for your generation. Just represent a little bit. Just a little bit. Give a little bit. I said, oh, Jesus. Don't come over here talking about Chris Brown and Usher, because there would be no Chris Brown, there would be no Usher had there not been the king of pop, the greatest entertainer of all time, Mr. Michael Jackson. Generation Y, 1980s. The President of the United States at this juncture was a gentleman by the name of President Ronald Reagan. Pray for me because I'm trying to be objective right here, but forgive this subjective discourse because Ronald Reagan was the claim to fame. He launched a war on drugs. What blows my mind is that drugs weren't born in the hood. So my question is, where did the drugs come from before we start selling them? The whole war on drugs, what you don't know is at the end of the war on drugs, it caused 20% of young black men to be imprisoned based upon non-violent drug-related charges. In our generation, we saw the fall of the Berlin Wall, the first Gulf War, and the emergence of reality TV. Ugh. Do I have anybody who was fancy where your parents got cable and then you got MTV and that's when it just messed you up? Amen. Anybody ever watched The Real World seasons 1 through 15? Amen. Speaking of which, shameless plug, join me this Wednesday where our subject will be real world evangelism. It's going to be the real world, but it's going to be live performed. You got to bump somebody and say, I'm coming Wednesday. Go ahead and tell them I'm coming Wednesday. I'm going to come Wednesday. Back to our lesson. Last but not least, if you were born anytime after 1995, stand up so we can clap for you, please. You got to turn that up. You got to turn that up right there. That's enough. Hey, nobody saved. Nobody saved. Pastor over there bumping to Bishop over there. Bishop with the ring. With the ring. Come on, Bishop. I saw you, Bishop. Did y'all see the Bishop? He tried to play it cool. He was like... Generation Z, that song, in case you didn't know, because I had never heard it before. I'm lying. It was Beyonce, put on for Beyonce. She goes hard, she's good. And featuring her husband, Jay-Z. Generation Z experienced terrorist attacks, economic downturn, but they also experienced in 2008 the election of a gentleman by the name of President Barack Obama. Feeling them sometimes I'm not feeling them, but he ain't my pastor, he's my president. But what I say is that we received the best gift by arguably the greatest first lady in the history of our country, First Lady Michelle Obama. Amen. You know, if Michelle ran, I'd vote for her. I'd just vote for her. She got a little Claire Huxtable in her. I just love it. I love it. What's universal is you notice that every generation, when their anthem or their song came on, every generation had a song. But what's different was the style of each song in each generation. I submit to you that while the love of music is universal, that the style choice is based upon the idiosyncratic likings of each generation. That's the way our God is. He's just like music. Every generation loves him, but God has the power to become whatever he needs to be in whatever era he needs to do to reach his people. I would stand you up and have you sit back down, but my text today is Joshua chapter 1, verse number 5. That's where the whole lesson's coming from. Joshua chapter 1, verse number 5. You ain't got to read it. It's 12 o'clock. I'll read it in your hearing or it will come on the screen. Joshua chapter 1, verse number 5. It is God giving instructions to Joshua. He tells him in verse number 5, there shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. Invite me back to do a series called Win the Shout class. Amen. Because some of you all miss your opportunity on Win the Shout. Sometimes you waiting on somebody to shake the mic, but the shout is already in the world. Joshua got instructions that there shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will fail thee not, neither will I forsake you. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I want to speak to you for the next 20 minutes from the subject, the same God for different generations.